make your own way, you need courage, contradictions to cope with, obstacles to overcome. Or is it perhaps opposites that attract? To explore new horizons, you need freedom and joy. Your Declaration of Independence. To evolve a DNA, you need heritage. The counterplay of fluid form and compelling function. The perfect match. Machine is matching man. The upgrade of high-end. You need the best of both worlds.
Is being calculated. You have reached your destination.
To create new ideas, you need contradictions. Friction generates energy. Dare to make your own way. in the pursuit of perfection. The new Panamera. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman of the executive board, Mr. Oliver Blume.
Precision or fun to drive, ladies and gentlemen. Tradition or future. Luxurious comfort or unique sportiness. We say it is the power of opposites that makes life exciting and worth living. And if we succeed to perfectly unite these opposites, then this statement is particularly valid. The dancers have shown it is a symbiosis of opposites that creates excitement. And this is also demonstrated by the new Panamera. Welcome to Berlin, ladies and gentlemen. And particularly, welcome to the presentation of the new Porsche Panamera. I would like to particularly welcome our drivers who participated in the hardest car race, the 24-hour Le Mans race, and won for Porsche. Mr. Dumois, Neil de Jong, and Maghrib. Welcome. I would like to explicitly thank everyone who has traveled to this event, some of them from very far. It's very nice to have you, and I can promise you all the trip has been worth it. This new car is worth any trip, a long one or a short one, because this car is the continuation of a success story. In 2009, we presented a vehicle that successfully achieved the balancing act between the sports and the travel car. Porsche didn't invent the sedan then, but we turned it into Porsche. A Porsche uniting the sports car genes with other elements, and we had the courage to reinvent ourselves. We had the courage to do things differently. A performance-oriented, sporty luxury sedan with 4 doors, the Panamera showed we can do that excellently. And the Panamera smoothly integrated into our product range and has become an integral part of it. Our success has proved us right. With the Panamera, we developed the segment of the luxury sports sedan. Since 2009, more than 150,000 Panameras have been sold. And at the same time, the Panamera has a strategic importance for our company. It broadened our portfolio, and we were able to win over completely new groups of customers for Porsche. With the Panamera, we wrote another chapter of the myth of Porsche. With the new Panamera, now you see a completely redesigned vehicle with new engines, a new design, and new technologies. And this means the second generation of the Panamera has become more sporty, more comfortable, and I think more beautiful. And the new Panamera is even more of a Porsche. And what is also new is that the second generation is now completely manufactured in Leipzig. For this, we invested 500 million euros and hired 600 additional employees in order to have a completely new aluminum lightweight body with perfect quality. We thus position ahead of the competition quality-wise. So precision and quality are united in this vehicle like never before. In its segment, the Panamera is unique. It is the sports car among the luxury sedans. And this remains the same. The Panamera continues to play a leading role. Sportiness can be seen in design and in the engine, in displacement, in performance, in torque. And that is why the new Panamera is offered with 3 high-performance engines to start with, as a turbo with a completely redesigned 4-liter V8 biturbo engine with 550 horsepower, a 4S with 440 horsepower, and a completely new V8 biturbo diesel with 422 horsepower. And all have the 8-gear dual-clutch transmission. The PDK is considered one of the best transmissions in the world. We originally developed it for our racing cars, and then we integrated it into series productions. I can also tell you one thing today. Very soon, there will also be 2 performance-oriented plug-in hybrid versions. But one thing is clear. With the new transmission, with the new engines, with the exceptional driving dynamics, the new Panamera offers best-in-class performance. And it has proven this again recently. A few days ago, it completed 1 round in the North Loop of the Nürburgring in only 7.9 minutes. So that's a level of a Porsche 911 GT3 generation 997. So the Panamera is thus the fastest series limousine in the world. But it's not only particularly sporty, it's also particularly comfortable. More than ever, it fulfills all the requirements for a luxurious business sedan, particularly with respect to comfort and suitability for everyday use. The chassis has been brought to completely new level with this new version. The 3-chamber air suspension, the electronic chassis control, or the rear axle steering, which you know from our high-end sports cars. And we also offer a traffic jam assistant that can drive autonomously and also brake autonomously up to a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Also, the interior is completely new. For example, the functional concept has been redesigned. Fewer hard keys, more functions. So the most important functions are still operated through a touchpad that's similar to a smartphone. We call it the Porsche Advanced Cockpit. And this is displayed on a large display, and it includes intelligent digital functions and online services. For Porsche, this promises a new way of connectivity. So you see, more than ever, the new Panamera unites 2 opposite characters: performance of a true sports car and the comfort of a luxury sedan. It lives through the power of opposites. That's the Panamera, the best you can find in its segment. And this concept required lots of courage from our designers, our developers, and our production department. Courage that I think has paid off. A lot of people thought we were crazy, but courage changes everything.
They called it madness. Building the car of your dreams yourself. Madness. Putting the engine in the back. Madness. Launching a turbocharged super sports car in the midst of a worldwide oil crisis. Madness. Taking a sports car into the desert and taking the insights gained there back onto the streets. Madness. Building the first hybrid car on Earth. And when its time had come, the fastest one on Earth. Once more, they called it madness. Let them call it madness. We call it courage. The courage to build a sports car with 4 business class seats. The courage to upgrade not only the driving, but also the driver. The courage to transfer an unmistakable design DNA and create a luxury saloon that was born on the racetrack and is at home on the roads. The new Panamera. Courage changes everything. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice President, Style Porsche, Michael Mauer.
In 2009, we presented the first generation of the Panamera, and I think already then we succeeded in achieving this balancing act between a sports car and a travel car, to do this in an impressive fashion. You can imagine that the discussions regarding the formal characteristics and the design concept started much earlier. And very quickly it became clear that we did not want to design another conventional saloon. We wanted to clearly visualize the characteristics of the car, the fact that it's a true four-seat vehicle, a sports car with a coupe image, and the functionality and suitability for everyday use people knew from other cars. But Porsche wouldn't be Porsche if, with the beginning of redesigning the successor model, we hadn't checked and tested the concept again. But it became clear very quickly that we wanted to continue and refine the development. We acted according to the motto, the new Panamera is to be recognized as a Panamera, but at the same time as the new Panamera. So preserve the character, strengthen the strengths, and eliminate the weaknesses. Now, you will not be surprised to hear that I, as a designer, say that the lateral view of the Panamera is one of the greatest challenges for designers. In the new vehicle, I think we succeeded in having a faster and more dynamic flyline. I should say, now it really is a Porsche flyline. And this is further supported by a new graphics of the side windows. The wheelbase of the car has changed, and for us designers this had a very positive impact because the front wheel has moved slightly forward, and thus the cab is further in the back and you get this GT feeling. In the front, we straightened and sharpened the lines. The cut over the front wing has changed, and in the interior we have an almost hard line. And what is nice is that this hard line is visible also from the inside of the vehicle when you drive it. We also have a stronger part in the front that the overhang is more visible, and we have the typical 4-point light signature of a Porsche integrated into the architecture of the headlight. Now, if you look at the vehicle in the rear part, you see again the cut through the wing has changed. It goes nicely with the front, but is higher and gives the vehicle a very athletic touch. I think one of the nicest elements is the light band in the rear. And this brings us deeply into our design strategy and philosophy. It used to be an element reserved to the 911 all-wheel and was thus a characteristic for the product. Now it is brand identity for Porsche with two nice side effects. On the one hand, this brand identity is also visible at night, and the Porsche logo now has a proper place. Now, when talking about the exterior of a new vehicle, we also have to talk about the interior. And the importance of the interior, the design, the quality is, of course, also more and more important, and the task is more and more ambitious. So tradition and modern elements had to be married. We also wanted to stick to the typical characteristics of a Porsche. You start the Porsche to the left of the steering wheel. In the center of the dashboard, you have the rev counter. You get the feeling you're integrated into the car, and you have a wide dashboard that has a very slim appearance. There are two new 7-inch displays to the right and left of the rev counter, and a 12.3-inch central screen. The highlight of the interior for me is the center console, because with this smartphone-like touchpad, we achieved on the one hand to preserve our functional philosophy that everything is in direct reach, and at the same time become very modern and have a very clean design. So the character was preserved again, and weaknesses were eliminated. And last but not least, of course, for this vehicle, there will also be a comprehensive array of attractive colors and materials. So I think this is a beautiful car, a beautiful Panamera. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Porsche executives are now available for photo opportunities on stage.